Welcome back, everyone. This is going to be the third game of this best of 5. It is on Entombed Valley, and in the top right spawning position we are going to have mouzMana as our red Protoss, and in the bottom left we're going to have our blue Zerg player, LiquidTLO. Series is tied up 1-1 at the moment, and again, this is a best of 5 from IEM Ikedovich, I believe is how you say it. But we will see what's going to be happening here from our two players. It does look like we're going to see a pretty standard Forge Fast Expand out of Mana, which I'm sure TLO will spot, as he does know, it appears, that this is cross positions. I'm not 100% sure if this map is limited to cross positions or if it is actually just not close ground, whereas you could spawn possibly up here instead of guaranteed cross. But anywho, we shall see what happens in this third game. Be interested to see if there's any sort of like super early pressure possibly from Mana or even LiquidTLO, as neither one of them have really shown that so far in these past couple games. And of course the probe going to be plenty annoying down here. Always trying to block these hatcheries. Might throw down a pylon as well, but I'm sure TLO will probably, if that happens, just move over to his third and say, you know what, whatever. And that looks like what's actually going to be happening. Would be surprised if Mana doesn't cancel this, but he does see now that there's a drone moving down there, so TLO does get down this third. So Mana says, hey, whatever, I'll throw down my natural as well. Not even going to wait for the gateway or the cannon. Forge first, so a little bit less economical from Mana than some of the other games. These Zerglings gonna try and more than likely get this probe. Yes, and yes. So they'll just pick away at this pylon, take care of it, I'm sure. And I'm more than willing to bet that as soon as it goes down, TLO takes his third. Yes, does look like he's posturing for that. And we'll take a look at what the Protoss is up to. Cannon going down, gateway as well. Very important thing here, TLO starting away already at these destructible rocks, and this is very important on this map. Ohana, trying to think if there's any other maps in the map pool at the moment. I don't believe so that have any destructible rocks that are very, very, very annoying. But this is just so you do not have to walk up and down ramps to defend your third from any sort of early pressure or like a 1030 immortal all in. Cybercore coming down from our Protoss player. Pretty standard so far. Just going to be getting out a Zealot. Probably will try to capture dominance of this Selnaga watchtower, as there is only one, so it's very important. But we do have these back pathways, which a lot of people do not technically utilize to their full advantage. You can kind of circumvent any sort of vision that your opponent may have at this watchtower, and yes, there is the Zealot. Creep spread, always important, especially from your third, just so you can get it maybe even like down into here. So if there's a proxy pylon right here, you can spot these units as early as possible coming up into your third. It does look like we're going to see a little bit of early pressure. 2 Zealots, a Stalker, and a Probe coming out. More than likely just going to be some early pressure on the third, try and snipe a few drones off, nothing too crazy. Probe being hidden over here, and I do believe that that is just outside of Yes, just outside of TLO's vision. But anyways, let's focus here on this attack. Is he going to get one of these queens? No, does not look like it just yet. He is going to try and do a number on quite a few of these probes, though. Or drones, I mean. Only 3 killed off so far, so really not a good trade for 2 zealots and a stalker there. Really early greedy third coming out of Mana. Probably just going to make a gateway wall here so TLO cannot get up in there. And interested to see... Yes, TLO did see this third go down, so he is very aware of that. And that's more than likely why he's sending these Zerglings across. But there is going to be a wall off here. Sentry can even force field to limit some surface area, and he's just going to respond with his 4th. +1 ground armor coming out for our Protoss player. Another sentry, 3 more gates, just so we can expand. And he really hasn't done a terrible amount with this Stargate. Just got out a Void Ray, killed off a single Overlord, but we'll see, I guess, what he's going to do with this, as we don't see anything else started by the Stargate. And again, Mana working on these rocks. Very important, so you can bounce in between the ramps at your natural and third. It does look like, oh, this proxy pylon was found out, and we do see a Zealot and a Void Ray coming down. 3 more Zealots also being sent in, and I don't think TLO is going to have... Yeah, he only has 2 Queens to deal with this, and a ton of Zerglings in production, but it might be too little too late. Does he have transfuse? Yes, he does have 1 transfuse available, but it does look like even with that, they're just going to go down. +1 weapons is about to finish, and he's going to be able to really start doing a number on these units. We do see 1 queen fall, third base is down, and look at how much blood is everywhere. Never really noticed that, to be honest. Proxy pylon thwarted. Void Ray pushed away, and we do see Phoenix coming out. Robo on the way. TLO checking for a 4th, just to make sure it's not hidden at any of these bases. Void Ray dancing around out in the open, and the first Phoenix is out. There's not a second one on the way, so really not optimally using this Stargate, but yeah. Who am I to judge? I'm no professional player like Mana. I'm sure he has something in mind. Looks like he's just going to actually use this to scout around, get a good idea of what's going on here. We do see Burrow coming down from LiquidTLO, so along with +1, +1, +2 ground weapons, Blink, and +1 armor coming out for our Protoss player. 2 more simulators being grabbed. Spire coming down from TLO. There it is. And... interesting thing to note, he has not started his hive because the burrow is actually being made at that layer. Spore Crawler, just to defend against any sort of Phoenix play coming out of Mana. Not a very big force so far. 10 infestors, and it does look like he might have mistimed this just by a few seconds, so they might not pop with pathogen glands. Actually, no, just kidding. They will barely... Wow. 3 seconds to spare. And that's how you can tell that these guys are at the tip-top of their game. TLO pulling quite far ahead in the supply already. He's up... Well, it was up almost 30, but another round of warpins coming in. Hallucination being researched. Charge hallucination. Let me just point this out. This is an amazing freaking upgrade. It is so underutilized. It has pretty much not seen anything or any existence in Wings of Liberty aside from a few small instances, and it can just completely fake out your opponent. Say he were to go for like 4 hallucinated colossi. Then all of a sudden that makes TLO go, oh crap, guess what, all I have is a ground-based army. I need to get out corruptors now. He's going to have to disengage, and then he's also going to have to use a lot of his bank on corruptors that are going to be useless. because the only anti-air really is that he needs it for is the Void Ray, which is going to go down right now anyways. Warp Prism on the way. 2 Archons being warped in. And, oh my gosh, there are those hallucinated Colossi. Awesome tactics coming out of Mana. He's going to really try and pull ahead. He does need to expand here fairly soon, though, because TLO is now getting up onto his 5th base. We're going to see a fairly large engagement out in the middle. No, TLO does spot these Colossi and goes, I need to get out of here. And surprised no Corruptors are on the way just yet. He might be thinking he can hold. We shall see. Huge engagement. No. Oh, and Force Field's pretty good so far. Really making it difficult for these Zerglings to get in here, but a ton of infested Terran coming down, and now he does realize that these Colossi were actually hallucinated. Interesting to see. It does look like the Protoss player is trading pretty effectively here, although that was a lot of energy thrown out for TLO, so, yeah, as we can see, and it does look like this is going to be cleaned up pretty easily. 2 more Archons coming in, as well as a Warp in, and barely saves the Warp Prism. Just 16 hit points. Oh my gosh. +3 ground weapons on the way, and it does look like apparently he has another forge. Yes, all the way in the back. 2 Broodlords on the way as well, and +2/2 for the ground army. Does look like Mana's just going to poke in here, maybe try and snipe off some creep tumors, make sure that there's not a base up here, and he does find out now that there is, in fact, a base. More High Templar, probably just going to be used for Archons, as he does not have Storm upgraded just yet. The Sacrificial Zealot going down, and it does look like he's going to choose to try and take in this fourth base. Zealots coming in, and oh no, a fungal on the Blink Stalkers. They're not going to be able to get out of here. And a lot of infested Terran going down, and if he can disengage, he would have forced out quite a lot, but it does look like these Stalkers are going to be able to do quite a bit of damage. No, they're going to have to pull back. These 4 Overlords sieging up on them, and they're just not going to be able to handle this. Small another Warp-In coming out of Mana. 32 Zerglings on the 34. Another Stargate, so I'll be interested to see if he's actually going to use his Stargates now, or if he just forgot that he made one, and maybe he's going for a... Oh, yep, and there is the Fleet Beacon. So we will see the Mama ship. Great creep spread, still out of TLO at the 18-minute mark. This is very impressive. Something that you need to keep up on as a Zerg player. Still no a fourth just getting established from Mana, and he's going to be so far behind. As far as his economy is concerned, we can see the income tab. The Zerg player is just ahead in both respects. Yes, it's spread out over more bases, so he's not that far ahead as he only has 5 more workers, but he's going to be able to, and actually he's already prematurely pulled drones from his main, so... Very interesting. Storm coming down for the Protoss player. We're going to see +1 Zerg Flyer attacks Adrenal Glands, which is possibly the best upgrade that you can get as a Zerg player. Makes these Zerglings into Cracklings, and ooh, are they scary. Mama ship on the way. More Corruptor Broodlord action, as well as some Banelings. Oversupply being utilized here, but does look like it's not going to matter as he lost some Zerglings to this attempted harass, and it does look like we have more Warp Prism harass going on over here. Going to try and take out a couple of these queens, possibly transfusing each other. Oh, so cute. Said, can you help a sister out? This Warp Prism will be picked off quite easily. Another Warp Prism coming in over here. 3/3 on the way for the Zerg player, as well as Neural Parasite, Centrifugal Hooks. Where are you, mothership? Okay, being made all the way back in the main. This is nice because it's very safe. Another little Warp Prism harass coming down, and looks like TLO is probably going to realize he's going to need some more Spine Crawlers. This guy's not helping out at all. So he does throw down another Spine Crawler. More Zealots being warped in, and he could easily lose this expansion with how many Zealots are being warped in, and it does look like he's going to choose to engage the 4th of the Protoss player. More Banelings are being morphed in. And more Zealots being warped in as well, and they can just trade so effectively in this choke point. And he is going to be sieging up the 4th here. Mana realizes that he cannot hold, as the Zealots would say. And he is supply blocked, so that's never a good thing, as it looks like TLO picked off these couple of pylons out in the open here, and it looks like he's just going to give him free carte blanche to move right into the 3rd. I'm surprised Mana isn't trying to get some sort of vortex and big blink action up right in here on this choke, but again, you can kind of throw out some infested Terrans right here and really sort of force the Protoss army to engage. This is being sieged up, and it does look like Mana is going to be going down to 2 bases, but a huge Zealot warp-in down at the 3rd of LiquidTLO. This will more than likely get cleaned up pretty easily. There's a ton of Banelings coming in, along with quite a few Zerglings. And the 3rd does fall, so now Mana, take a look at the income tab, literally has half of both in gas and mineral respects. Big engagement, nice. Oh, the feedbacks on the Infestors and Queens in a huge blink. Is he going to be able to? Nice storms. Is he going to be able to pick off any of these Broodlords? No, it does not look like it, unless he can get another blink here. Yes, he does. So 1, 2 Broodlords go down, and is he going to be able to get a 3rd? Yes, along with a Vortex, trapping 2 more Broodlords, and it looks like, oh my god, he is doing terrible damage to this Broodlord army, and oh no, TLO has misclicked, and he just sent the rest of his Infestors into the Vortex. That is never good, and we're going to see all of these units die. Take a look at the unit count station. He's down to 2 Infestors, 1 Infestor, no Broodlords, no Corruptors. Oh no, excuse me, sorry, 11 Corruptors, but still not good. That was exactly the engagement that Mana needed to pull back in here, although he is going to need to get up his Nexus. It does look like this Nexus is under fire from TLO. Great little counterattacks while there is a main fight going on. Broodlord, or Overlord wall up here. And I like that TLO is sending out these Zerglings all over the place just to make sure nothing is going on. This has to be very frustrating for mouzMana. He just really can't get any economy coming up. He knows that his opponent is, well, he did snipe that hatch, but he's still on 2 to 3 bases, and if he does not do something quick, he's going to pull really far ahead, and he gets another cancel and burrowed Zerglings. Oh, this has to be frustrating for Mana. And he does try to storm to kill these off, but it does look like the storm actually whiffed. And he's gonna, oh, he gets his Nexus blocked again. Zerglings everywhere, a little creep island as well. And he does finally kill off these Zerglings, so is he, and he doesn't even have enough money. Oh my gosh, this is such a bad spot for Mana to be in. He's pretty much just going to have to go all in and try and wipe out TLO somehow. He just doesn't have the money for more reinforcements. Pretty big army being formed up by TLO here. We do see this 4th trying to, well, I guess now it's his 3rd trying to be reestablished. Long distance mining, and the income is, oh, so poor for mouzMana. 22 harvesters to 69 of LiquidTLO, and if this keeps up for too much longer, it's going to be a pretty easy GG for TLO to wrap up, but he is not in any hurry. He is more than willing to just sit back and get farther ahead. As we can see now, he's pretty much up by 100 supply, and he's going to have an almost exclusively Broodlord, Infestor, Corruptor, Baneling army. Not a bad composition, to be honest. Pretty strong. If you get Vortex, you can just throw all these Banelings in there and not even have to worry about the silly Archon toilet. And it does look like TLO's realized he's pretty much maxed. He's going to need to start moving out and just keep trading and slowly take this game away from Mana, which is going to Well, as the series is 1-1, it means that we're guaranteed a Game 4, hopefully a Game 5. That would be very, very nice, as I enjoy watching both of these players so much. And nice blink forward there, just to pick off a Corruptor or two, but they are very meaty, so... And a nice blink back as well. And look at this Broodlord wall. And, oh, the Mothership does get off a decent Vortex, but it does look like it's going to get hit pretty hard by these Corruptors. Is it going to fall, though? It is the question. We'll keep an eye on that health, but the Broodlord's just sieging up so effectively. Another great Vortex, but he just doesn't really have the Archon count to make these toilets work. Mothership does go down. We do see units dying inside of the Vortex already. And... does not get that Broodlord. These are all going to die off, and not a very good trade from TLO, but it doesn't even matter at this point. It's 164 supply to 40. Very surprised that Mana has not opted to pretty much just call it quits here, but you gotta respect the fact that he is willing to stay in and struggle through, and possibly in hopes of pulling out a crazy victory. 4 more Broodlords being morphed in. And with his next push, and a very lackluster army supply, as we can see, 42 supply, almost nothing in the way of army for mouzMana. These Corruptors should probably be utilizing corruption they have on these 3 Archons. Cool little tag there. They do take 20% extra damage, and that is huge. Changeling army coming out of TLO. And he might just try and use these to like block off the Archons so they can't get in as quickly underneath these Broodlords. Maybe, yes, or he's actually just kind of sending them in there. And corruption going down, and GG well played comes out of mouzMana. That is going to be the 3rd game in this best of 5 from IEM Katowice. And please stay tuned for Game 4. Again, you can follow me or check out any of the links on the left-hand side of your screen on this splash. And please, just let me know how I'm doing. I'm a fairly new caster, so I would love some feedback. Get a little bit of interaction going with the community. Just tell me, am I terrible? Was I doing things right? Yes, never mind. Yeah, just let me know. It would really help me improve my casting, as I would love to take this to the next level. But anyway, stay tuned for Game 4 in this exciting best of 5. We will see you soon.